Hello and welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Today we are going to talk about the Starks family who is living here. It is Adam Starks, so you're finally going to hear his version of the story. So let's go into the family. This is the second Starks house. This is where Adam Starks live. If you remember in when I told you about the Starks family, the original, Adam is the oldest child and is the child that doesn't have the best relationship with his mom. In this house, he is living here with his wife, Tammy Starks, and they have three kids together. They have Nico Starks that just came back from college. Then they have a teenage son, Anthony Starks. He is in the middle of his teenage years or in the beginning. And then they have their last child, at least for now, Yoni Starks. Um, and they are all living here. And I think I'm just gonna tell you a little bit about Adam first. And here we have Adam Strikes. As you can see, he's a family sim. He's really, really neat. He's very shy. He's active, playful, and nice. So he's quite extreme in his different personality traits. He's a really, really good man. And he was a really good kid when he was a child. But as you know, his teenage years went a little bit harsh on him, because he had a short period with, I think, bad grades, and that kind of ruined his relationship with his mom. He is married with Tammy, and they, of course, have their three kids. And I'm gonna tell you a little bit about him. Adam loved his parents, and if he could be, would he? If he could, he would like to have them for himself and have them home all the time, and not going to school. Right? Finding friends hasn't been Adam's strong side. It's like the other kids are just busy with others. The grades started to slip, and his relationship with his mom slipped too. Against all odds, Adam ended up in college, and even passed. There he met his love of his life, and right after college, they moved to the Flophouse, got engaged and married. Maybe it's time to move into their own house. Maybe even get that baby. Adam's family is perfect now, as long he doesn't think of his parents, or as long as he doesn't think of his parents as sisters no bad memories can get through. I think I would write and not as. um, so yeah, as long as he doesn't think about his parents and sisters, he feel like he has a safe haven with his family and have a good life there with them. Um, if we look into his memories, we can see that he had his bad grades, I'm pretty sure. He was actually a top student when he was just a kid, but shortly after, there should be a bad grade sign. Oh, maybe not even. Well, the thing is, I think that it should have been, but at least he got quite bad grades at some point around here. And then his mom got really mad at him, and he got mad at her, and they lost their friendship. At this time, he was also starting to trying out the thing with girls and stuff like that, but it never really got any better for him. Um, as you can see in his childhood, his friends was his mom and dad and no one else. He met people, but he never really got friends with any kids or teens and stuff. Um, Here he got his best friend Ivan at that time, but I don't think they have a good. Oh yeah, they are still best friends. That's quite nice. When he went to college, he found Tammy. He went to college with her. That was, I think, where they met the first time. No, they actually met just before college. Um, but yeah, they really got to know each other in college, and that was the point where they fell in love and had their woohoo. And then they moved into the cheap apartments, the flop house. That is the flop house from Sims, by the way. And they, of course, had a lot of time together and dates and stuff like that, and then they ended up getting engaged and married. And I think at the wedding party, that was the time he really got. Oh, no, not even. I feel like he had. I feel in the Flophouse, Andrea Flake is always mad at everyone, so I guess everyone is just enemies with her. But I feel like at the marriage they had a bad time with his mom, but I guess I remembered wrong. I think he maybe didn't even like really throw a party. I know I took them to the Pleasantview church where they got married there. So I think the family maybe been there, but not stayed. Shortly after that, they had Nico, and then they moved out to the house they are living in now. Um, and Nico was just there. They taught him what he needed to learn, and things from there just kind of went well. They got their second kid, and it just continued being quite nice. He had a little bit of a family reunion not too long ago, but that was without his mother. And I guess that was the point where Jared, his dad, met some of the grandkids. It was a good party, I guess, because his mother wasn't there. And well, honestly, things just moved up from him after he rejected his his old family, if you can say it like that. Um, as you can see, he's still really happy with his dad and pretty much also his oldest of his young sisters. But the rest of his sisters isn't really close to them, even though Willow actually defended him when he was at a party at their anniversary party. But he just, I think at that point he was just, no, I'm out. I cannot do this anymore. This was the last chance from his side, at least thinking of his mother. And as you can see, they really are not going well. They are not enemies, at least, but they are not happy with each other. They still have their best friends forever, and I think that is because Adam remembers when he was a kid and no of his sisters were there, and everything was just more perfect, and his parents was just his, and I guess that's like some bittersweet memories for him. But yeah, that was a little bit about Adam. I think it would be perfect time to talk about his wife, Tammy. And here we have Tammy. Tammy is the child of Nina Caliente and Ashley Pitt, and none of these two wanted to keep the baby, so she was sent to an adoption home, and she actually lived there until she moved to college. There was never anyone that wanted to adopt at that point, and the few that wanted to adopt chose the other kids, um, especially Leon, who she was best friends with for a long time. He got adopted when they were kids, and but at least they kept being good friends. So her connection to family is kind of a weird thing. So it's not a hard thing for her not needing to know Adam's family too well, because honestly, I think that would be too overwhelming for her. As you can see, she is a fortune sim, which is going quite well for her, I guess. And she's really neat. She's shy, lazy, super playful, and she's nice. Um, and her bio says Tammy remember nothing about her mom or dad. She remembers the time at the orphanage and her perfect friendship with Leon. Also, she had a lot of people liking her, and she liked a lot of people. But it never got longer than that. I guess it went further than that. Maybe her first kiss with Adam when they were teens, but they never did a lot did a lot with it. Even less when she found out how much she actually liked Leon. even after he got adopted, they stayed friends and maybe even more than friends. A lot of maybes. After going to college, she haven't seen much to Leon though. He was a bit younger and therefore started college after her. She missed him. But Adam made college go so much smoother, and their teen love blossomed again. Now they moved to the flop house together, and very shortly after, Adam popped the big question. And shortly after their marriage was in house. And shortly after their marriage was in house, and then they got their first kid Nico, and they moved to this home they're living in now. Because of her living in the orphanage all the time, her memories is with Dr. Smart. She taught her to talk and to potty train. I don't make Dr. Smart necessary. Oh no, it does that thing again. It's kind of weird. Um, I don't necessarily make Dr. Smart teach all the kids all the skills, but at least they get to learn to talk and to potty. At least potty, because potty can be a little bit annoying if they are needing constant help to be changed. That's, I guess, more of a practical thing for me than actually helpful. I see that she got help to learn study from Dr. Smart, which makes sense because Dr. Smart is really smart and she wants the kids to be as happy as possible. I don't remember her changing her aspiration here. I guess I maybe have chose the wrong one when she grew up to a teen, but that is what it is. She had a great party. And as you can see, that is also where she got really good friends with Leon. Um, and in school, she kind of got other friends too. Not too many, but they were there. For example, Mike Tinger. Um, she was even going out with him, even though they got caught. So as you can see, she was not like alone. She had friends and she had a good time with the friends she had. And even though she didn't have that family, she was happy and had a good time. For her, she just never had that family bond. And now family isn't the most important thing for her, but she can see how happy it makes Adam. So she's like, well, okay, fine. If that it makes you happy, it makes me happy. She had her first kiss with Adam, but as we saw in her bio, it didn't mean too much for a long time. Because shortly after, she fell in love with Leon, and it came as a shock for me because I thought they would just go ham on being really good friends. But I think Leon's romance side of him got the best of him, and that's why he kind of started flirting and they had their kiss and stuff like that. Because I had the feeling in the beginning that Leon wouldn't take that move on Tammy because they were such a good friends and they really meant a lot to each other. And he didn't want to hurt her, and he knew that she wouldn't be like the one for him because for him the one isn't a thing like that. But he moved in on her anyways, and she even fell in love with him. She went to college, and then she met Adam, and they had their love blossom from there. Um, and everything was quite good. She even graduated with honor. So as you can see, even though she had a rough start family-wise, she just powered through. She was doing really, really great and really had a good time in her life. If you're thinking, at least she is one of the orphanage children that is having the best time, even though she didn't get adopted. And I feel like that's just so strong of her. She's a really strong woman. She also always, at least in college, she was such a hippie. She was really, really hippie-ish. As you can see here she has a tattoo, and it's like oh my god, that's so annoying. She has like a flower tattoo. Why does it do that? What does it? Interesting. Well, so yeah, then they of course got married, and they had Nico, and and from there you kind of know the rest. They have been quite, how can you say, they've been really faithful to each other. There hasn't been any cheating or anything. It's just been their way of going. I know she has these many memories of Timmy, but she never really knew anything about him. And honestly, I don't think she even know that she is in blood related blood related with him. Maybe she have an idea that they could have some family ties since they both have the green alien skin. But her actually being his no, actually, since she has when she was younger, she kept the before she married Adam, she had the Caliente name because she didn't get adopted. Um, but I don't feel like that would. I don't. That was mostly because I didn't change it to anything else, because I thought she would get adopted, but she didn't. So I feel like the whole she having the Caliente name wasn't really a thing. So I don't think she would know that Timmy is actually her brother. But yeah, that is a little bit about Tammy. Uh, Timmy and Tammy. Honestly, she should know with the names and Caliente and stuff like that. She should know, but maybe she's a little bit blissful about it. I hope they stop doing this. I haven't like touched her or anything. Maybe if I do this, I don't even have cheats in or anything, so I don't have moving objects or anything. She still does it. It's weird. Well, I'm gonna I'm gonna continue until their firstborn child, Nico. And here we have Nico. We have seen his portrait a couple of times because some of the other people we have talked to or talked about has met him and has had a little bit of flirting with him and stuff like that. For me, Nico in his teen years, I can tell you. Okay, back a little bit back. He is a fortune singer. He is really neat. He's shy. He is active, playful, and super nice. So he reminds me a lot about, well, at least most about his father actually, but also a lot about his mother. But yeah, he has a bio. Nico has never understood the whole family thing. It's expensive with kids, and getting married only really means anything if it's with a rich sim. He doesn't even know his family, other than his grandpa. He isn't allowed to meet his grandma, and he isn't sure why. Honestly, it doesn't matter. Nico will focus on getting rich and happy. I think this was something I wrote for him in his teen years, because in his teen years he is friends with his dad, of course, and his mom, and also with his little brother, but he kind of just wanted to earn money, and he didn't understand the whole family thing. I think he was a little bit frustrated that he could meet his grandpa, but they never really had much to do with each other, so why did it even matter? And he quickly found out that Adam didn't want to talk about his grandmom, so it was just like, well, why does it even matter then? It, couldn't it just be nothing then? So for him, family isn't the most important thing, and I don't think he's gonna feel like it's gonna be important at any time. I only think, yeah, he is also just a fortune sim. So getting rich is his focus, kind of like his mom. Though I feel like his mom, it would fit her really well to get the knowledge aspiration too. I actually think I'm gonna give her that. um, so yeah, I'm gonna go into him. If we look at his memories, college was a big thing for him. His first memory was moving, because shortly after he got born, they moved to this house. As you can see, he learned some of his toddler skills, all of them actually, and everything was good. And he got friends with his parents. He got his brother, and things just was going great. Honestly, he got top grades, and he was just happy to be where he was. He had his first kiss with Yasmin, and I actually thought they would go steady together. Because I feel like her ambitions and loving the attention would fit really well to it. But she chose Theon instead. Um, they even went out and got caught. Many of the teams, when they sneak out, they really got caught almost every time. Of course, as Fortune Sim, he needed to get a job as a teen, and he did this. Sadly, I don't think he got to the top of the career before he went to college. Yes, he did, but not at the same time as he got full grade, so he doesn't have the overachiever thing. But yeah, he really liked Jasmine for a long time, and I think at this point Jasmine actually was with Theon. I'm not completely sure, but at least he really liked her. So much that they woohooed a little bit together and stuff like that. I guess she was visiting him, and they snuck into his parents' bedroom. A lot of the teams did that, at least before. I think it's gonna stop now that I have the Romance Standard Simplified installed too. I hope, because it seems like a lot with this. And then he went to college, and in college he apparently got robbed. But yeah, a couple of times. It was before I have the because of the traits. One of the dormies got the pickpocket trait, and it really was annoying at that point. But yeah, he went to college. He really liked Ulrich. So I think he is bi. Yes, he is a bisexual. So he is into both genders, and honestly, I think whatever. Now that his mom is looking more like an alien, I feel like he would just be open for whatever, as long the personality is there. He's happy with it. He even fell in love with Ulrich, and I guess after he fell in love, he got rejected in this because Sam was maybe nearby, and Ulrich didn't want Sam to get hurt. But in the end, he got that make out kiss, and they even wooed. Um, he is the one that was really bad friends with Leonard, and they were fighting a lot. Um, I even I even remember that I considered moving them to a different like to different university lots, so they weren't living in this under the same roof because they were fighting a lot. So I needed to move them constantly, but in the end, it was just what it was. He apparently had a kiss with the woman that stole his money. I guess that's a way to maybe find some dignity back or something like that. Um, but yeah, he ended up graduating normally, and then he moved back home, and that's where we are now. We are gonna see where he's ending up. He is still very much in love with Ulrich, and him being a fortune sim and not really a rich fortune sim, I feel like this is gonna blow over quite quickly, because I feel like if Nico even is gonna be romantically involved with anyone, it's gonna be with someone that has money, or at least the same ambitions as him of getting the money. And if not, I need to see a big change in his personality to actually wanting to find love and not just money. He's not a bad person at all. I just feel like he has gotten this picture of family and love that it is overrated. which it can be sometimes. So yeah, I think that was all about Nico. And here we have his little brother Anthony Starks. He is a family sim. He went his father's route and not his mom's route. He is a really neat sim. He's shy, he's active, playful, and quite nice. He is less nice than the rest of the family. But he is quite nice. I feel like he is gonna be hurt so badly because his first love is Siobhan, Tinker, who is a romance sim. I don't think I have a bio for him because he's still quite a new teenager. But if we look into his oh god, if we look into his memories, we can see a little bit about him. He has, of course, had all the typical okay children memories. Then he has his first kiss with Yvonne, and he fell in love, and they made out, and I guess she started up rejecting him. He's already asked her once to go steady, but she rejected him, which I feel like made sense because she is a romance sim. I guess he is also the reason that Broody Ramirez is really mad at Yvonne because both Broody and Anthony kind of fell for her and kind of wanted to go steady with her. Um, so yeah, I don't think this is gonna happen. I'm gonna let him have one more try. I typically let them have 2 or maybe 3 times, depending on who they all else have as love interests. But he's gonna have one more try, I think, because he has some other people he could be interested in. I know he was good friends with Dakota since childhood, so she could maybe be someone for him, maybe. I at least hope he will find someone because he really deserves it. So yeah, that's a little bit about Anthony. And then we have their little sister that I don't remember the name of now. I had it in my head right before when I tried to get the get the camera closer to her. But this is oh yeah, Yunit is her name. This is her. She is just turned into a toddler, so we know nothing about her. But we can look a little bit into her personality. And she is so neat. Oh, she's actually quite outgoing, especially when you look at the rest of the family. That's interesting. She's really outgoing. She is lazy and she is playful and nice. So I feel like she kind of switched around on the shy and or the outgoing and lazy thing. But yeah, she is a little redhead. I guess that is from Inina, some recessive genes there. But yeah, that's Yonette. We know nothing about her. We will see what is happening in the future. She has a long life in front of her. And with that, that is the Starks household. This is the house they are living in. At the moment, Nico doesn't have a bedroom because he just moved home and he had this bedroom before. As you can see, his little desk picture is even here still. But yeah, so I need to find some space for him. Maybe he can take over this part and we are gonna move this computer table away. Yeah, or else he's just gonna move out. I don't feel like he has that lot of money though. Let's see. No, it's not that much, but he could have a season at least uses. Yeah, he could maybe move to an apartment. He's not gonna have a lot of things, but he could. Maybe borrowing a little bit money of his parents. And that was everything for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!